hello, welcome back to the digital portion of the Functional Juggling Convention being held at Inspiral Circus in Budapest. I am Craig Quat. I'm here to introduce today's presenter, or this hour's presenter, which is Jael Rodriguez of Hula-Hoop Integral. Jael is going to give a presentation about her project and a little bit of her background. I think it's really interesting that we get to see how different people in different parts of the world work. My personal experience here in Latin America has been like very, I don't know the word for it, when you have like a lot of new ideas or new perspectives on things. So when I met Jael and her project, we had a lot of parallels in the way that not just our goals and how we were trying to make different activities of circus more inclusive, but also a theme in the way we organize our communities. So I think in Europe, my style of open sourceness is still new. We're still playing with these ideas. But here in Latin America, it's sort of more the default, with especially in the arts communities. So I was really happy to invite her today for her to share with you about her hula hoop work and the community that she's building around those ideas. So, Jael Rodriguez.
Hello, thank you everyone to be here. Thank you, Craig, for this presentation and for the invitation too. Bueno, también voy a referirme en español. Voy a hacer uso de mi lengua natal por momentos. I will use my real language for moments. So I have some help here with me in other places, but Andy and Chenga, thank you so much. Okay, so I think I will start now.
So you want to do the screen share?
Yes, I will read most of my presentation because it's a real challenge to me speaking English, but I will make my best and I hope to be clear for you to introduce to this concepts. Hula-Hoop Integral, a tool for the development of the self and for social transformation. This is a methodology for an inclusive and multidisciplinary learning model, presented by me. Who I am? My name is Jael Rodriguez. I was born in the west area of Buenos Aires, capital of Argentina. We can figure it better with this map. Yeah, we are close to the Patagonia. During my childhood, I was introduced to the arts through dance, rhythmic gymnastics, and circus theater. Maybe Andy can help me in this moment. Andy, are you there? This experience with
I'm right here. What are you, would you like me to read this for you?
Quiero hablar un poco de la gimnasia rítmica.
Okay.
Mi experiencia en este ámbito y mi acercamiento a los malabares sin saberlo. Creo que la gimnasia... Can you listen? Andy, are you there? ¿Estás ahí?
No.
No,
it's not so good.
The sound is not so good. Okay, I will try to say in English. I want to make a stop here with the rhythmic gymnastic. I start to develop the juggling with this discipline without know, because we use these 5 elements, which are, or what are so similar to the juggling, or the same. Es la cuerda, la soga, que se parece mucho al poi o a los pajaritos que decimos aquí. Por otro lado están las masas, que son iguales a las clavas.
In English, you can do.
It's so similar to the claves. We say masas in gymnastic, in rhythmic gymnastic. If someone knows about this topic and wants to help with the language, it will be interesting, because I only want to explain these things. In rhythmic gymnastic, we have 5 elements who are the same of juggling, but in this discipline, we don't know we are making juggling. And this helps a lot to have a context for me to start with the circus and the theater. I trained with professionals in schools, gyms, and workshops. I am an international integral yoga teacher certified by the International Yoga Federation. In addition to my teaching experience, I have participated in the organization, assembly, performance, and choreography of tours, plays, and shows. I have worked in the management of cultural spaces and in the organization of festivals, congresses, and circus conventions. And I know Craig in one of these congresses of juggling. In 2009, I started traveling independently, being able to visit countries in Latin America and Europe, and get involved in generating contributions to communities through the sharing of tools, experience, and learning. I lived in Chile for 5 years, working with productions companies, artistic and audiovisual collectives. I trained as a circus instructor certified by OTEC in Chile. Here we can see some of the experience in Latin America, traveling with the hoops. At the beginning, I used this like a real transport, like to move. And I work in the street.
The traffic light.
The traffic light, yeah. At the beginning, yeah, and then I start to make classes. So after 15 years of researching hoop juggling through personal practice, acquired habits and teaching opportunities, I developed teaching and learning methodologies which allow the emergence of what we call the community of the integral hula hoop, o la comunidad Hula-Hoop Integral. Thus, proposing the use of this tool for development of the self and for social transformation. In 2019, I joined Team QuatProps and the Functional Juggling project with the objective of unifying resource with like-minded
Colleagues.
colleagues.
Like-minded colleagues.
Like-minded colleagues, yes. And the other pictures is la otra foto. Voy a hablar en español, ¿sí? Chenga, ¿me ayudas?
Dale, dale.
Ahí va. Es una experiencia con un grupo de danza en Chile.
This other picture, it's an experience I had with a dancing group in Chile.
Fue una experiencia muy hermosa con un director francés.
It was a beautiful experience. We had a French director.
Pero lo hermoso de este espectáculo, que se llama Gala, es que involucran a personas de cada comunidad, de cada país donde se hace.
One of the best parts about this event is the name of it is Gala, and what we do is we include people from all over the place and different habits and different places.
Sí, eso, mucha diversidad y bueno, pude conocer gente, en este caso de Santiago y de otros lugares también.
It's based and organized around diversity, so I was able to meet people from Santiago and places around it.
Bueno, y obviamente hicimos una gira por 5 diferentes teatros de la ciudad.
And we went ahead and had a tour on 5 different theaters around the city.
Jerome Bell, he was the director. I talk about myself in real only because I want to share how I start to develop these courses and this methodology. The process of the developing integral hula hoop as a course started by looking back through the records of my previous class plans, which include hula hoop, yoga, physical preparation and flexibility, family circus, body expression, and functional juggling, which I have continued to develop in both theory and practice since 2013. This resulted in the comprehensive selection of more than 30 files, which we originally designed and oriented for a variety of audience and communities, spanning more than 37 cities, over 11 countries, covering South America and Europe. But this information is not new, it's from 2 years ago, so I need to update. Because with the virtual experience, we have more connection with other places, more facilitators. So the goals, my goal with this project is to analyze, categorize, and incorporate all of this information collected through my personal observation and experiments. I want to develop and share my work methodology with people and institutions who are interested in physical practice and emotional education. That have the initiative to adapt new pedagogical methods which are comprehensive and inclusive. Can we see the video right now? This is possible? This video is about the experience, the presential experience we have after the pandemic. So we was so grateful with this project. We spent 1 month having 6 hours of class for a week. And it was amazing have this experience, like after 2 years, have the meeting, the presential meeting. We developed more things with the team, with the group, and this is the idea, like open the conversation. It's not something when it's not, how can I say, no es la idea para mí abrir un monólogo, sino abrir conversaciones.
This is not supposed to be a monologue. This whole activity, its goal towards open conversations.
Entonces este es el formato que incorporamos para trabajar con personas y traer sus experiencias también.
So this kind of format is what we're trying to integrate. And so when we bring people, they also bring their experiences along.
Mm-hmm. So who we are? We are a network of self-managed and self-convening entrepreneurs who aim to enhance the professionalization of integral hula-hoop practice. We believe in the process of collaboration and model it in a way we feel it is the best way for us to multiply and expand knowledge and possibilities for everyone. We are artists, managers, teachers, therapists, communicators, artisans, and human beings in development who are learning, teaching, and feeding back into each. Sorry, I say what?
into each other.
Into each other. Thank you. Here we can see the allied projects. We worked with the convention, the Argentinian convention of Hula-Hoop and flow art. So we organized different events and financed for this convention happen. So we can see Circus too. This is other of the allied projects. We are working right now with these people, with Dani de la Wong. She have a bilingual project, and this helped us a lot because now we are editing the book of Hula-Hoop Integral. We are making the translate in English to share with more people. So QuatProps, I think you know these guys. We are so interested in continued development things together. Pedagogía del Malabarismo is a group of people in Chile. They work and they create a book about juggling pedagogy. And it's so interesting because they make a big connection between the physical teachers, and they create this book to share more in the institutions and in the official education. And I was involved in this project with the hoop area, with the hoop topics, but we don't have enough time to make the illustration, so it's not included in the first book. But we will make a second book, so it's coming. Mica Dibujarte is who helped us with the illustration of this book we are creating in English and Spanish about Hula-Hoop Integral. And she is, she's the illustrator, Mica Álvarez. And Cirqueres Organizades is trans-feminist organization. We work in the protocol for gender equality, for gender violence for circus places. We are so involved in the gender equality. So this is our allied project. And this is the management team. We are from different parts of the world, of the planet, but in general in Argentina, Chile, Spain, and Reino Unido, United Kingdom. So Maria Belén, she's in Córdoba, Marina Franco here in Buenos Aires, Daniela Wong is in Chester, United Kingdom. She's the person who worked with us in the translate of the book with Sikin Circo. Mica Álvarez is the illustrator. Lucia Garcia is in the limit between Chile and Bolivia. She's working with the communities there. Lucia Ferraiolo, she's in the Patagonia working with Pilates projects. Alexandra is one of the facilitators who work a lot in Chile too, and she's so nice performer. This is the management team, but for sure we are more because we are training new facilitators, but I'm not available right now to share all the faces or the group, but we are growing a lot in this last 1-2 years. What do? We connect from different points of the planet. We offer and seek to cultivate training space and playful scenic integrations through face-to-face and or virtual experience. As promoters of evolution and change, we train, research, debate, and facilitate new artistic and educational strategies to adapt to the current needs of the community. Understanding play as a fundamental tool for knowledge and learning, containment, social interaction, and transformation. So here we can see more of the pictures. with the groupal experience in different places. This is CIMAC, the Juggling Congress in Chile.
Where we meet.
Where we meet with QuatProps. Here is Danny working in Chester with a group of people in a convention too. Yes, this is in Chile in the national convention. I was invited 5 years consecutive, you say, to make the hoop class. And it's so nice because the population of this convention is around 3,000 people. There is around 60 persons for classes. It's a big group. Sometimes we need help. We need more facilitators. I mean, this is one of the reasons because we choose work together with more people. What you asked?
The name of this festival?
Es la Convención Nacional de Circo de Chile.
Chile's National Circus Convention.
Thank you, Andy.
I go to the Yo voy. Sí.
Aquí tenemos un evento en la zona oeste.
This is an event we host in the West Zone.
Sí, nos gusta mucho ir a clubes, parques. We like to go to the clubs, parks, more public places too, to share with more people. And sometimes we make the seminars in the park too. This is so common in Latin America. I don't know in other places, but here we really take advantage of the public places. También dance places too. So what happened when we use the hoop? This is something we are interested in ask and in share with the people. The hoop has the potential to become a place where we unwind, rest, increase our capabilities, and exchange knowledge. It makes us more perceptive because it offers us the chance to find harm within ourselves. With the hoop, interaction and play occur naturally and organically. We can learn quicker the more we interact with it and gain more confidence. It facilitates body sensitivity, stimulates creativity and body memory, and it conveys a sense of calm. I'm sure if you practice with the hula hoop, maybe you can find this point happening. I don't know if it's clear.
For yourself. Yeah.
For yourself, yeah. The element doesn't narrow our possibilities. It behaves as a great portal. The interaction with it can lead us to engage the whole body. It stimulates 100% of our physical being and activate every joint and muscle group. It contributes to neurological development through global activations and flow state. It stimulates and increases proprioception. I really like this draw. Yeah, this is a creation of Mika Alvarez. And I like this draw. I chose this because I think is something we experiment when we start to use this tool, this element in our life and incorporate to the habits. It's like a portal. It's something amazing. So why do we choose to use the hoop? And this is something we ask to the people who start to make this activity, to take the classes. So we find some answers, especially in educational, therapeutic, and cultural settings. The hoop element is a tool for the development of the self and for social transformation, because the activity acts as a transport or way to obtain goals and benefits. Because how because of how simple it can be to achieve multiple objectives through this vehicle. Because of how easy it is to incorporate the habit with some practice and consistency. Because we observe that it has a natural attraction which brings us closer to know and awaken more curiosity with the object. Because it is a simple toy that invites us to learn through play, which makes it easier for us to stay engaged without get bored and achieve results more quickly. And because it stimulates the physical, cognitive, emotional, and social development of people. And there is a lot of more reasons because we choose the hoop for sure. We have more than 150 answers, but we share like the more common points. And all this is only because we are trying to explain why we really value this this element. We are so happy to have this opportunity in the life, and we want to share with more people because for sure the benefits are a lot. Yes, this is what I want to share with us, with you. Oh, yeah.
You have more?
No, now I think I'm ready. If you have questions and answers.
I can make a, so I make it. Thank you, Jael. So the purpose and the structure of these presentations is to allow different people working with inclusion in different parts of the world to present their projects to you and then to initiate a conversation or dialogue. So that's a general overview of the Hula-Hoop Integral project. She didn't go over everything. There is a lot more. Also, thank you so much for your English. This is really scary to speak in other languages. I'm learning this myself. But yeah, I'd love to have conversations with people, talk about some of the differences, some of the potentials. I see hula hoop and poi in particular, right, is the same element as juggling, whatever it's the language we use, right? But they are naturally inclusive, these objects. They're a lot more naturally inclusive than toss juggling was. So I had to like come up with all these solutions, right? Whereas the approach and what I'm learning and being influenced by Jael's work is more of this sort of open conversation strategy of sharing ideas. Because with the hula hoop, it's to make it inclusive, you don't need to really change anything about it. You just need to sort of have conversations about the intention, the ideas. So I've been really inspired by her, the way she shares and gets people to, you know, open their perspective with this object. You know, it's a lot more powerful. You teach a person to fish or you give them a fish, right? And that's been influencing my work as well. So I will pass off now for conversation.
Thank you, Craig.
I was working with hula hoop in the last year in a camp for almost 10 weeks. So I was doing toss juggling and other kind of juggling, and I had hula hoops brought there, and it was really good how the hula hoop and the juggling was working together. Because I am really, I'm really not a big talent in hula hooping. I can't even keep it up on my wrist, but I could do a lot of nice moves with it. I had only one problem with the hula hoop, and I don't know if there is any solution how to make it portable. So how to because hula hoop takes a lot of space, and is there possible to have hula hoops what you can build on side or something like that?
Well,
En el último año, año y medio he estado trabajando con hula hoops, más que nada en las últimas 10 semanas. Me parece un muy buen elemento y lo he estado combinando con otros elementos de malabarismo también. La verdad tengo que confesar que mi talento en hula hoop no es el mejor, todavía ni siquiera lo puedo mantener en la cintura de una forma estable, pero me gusta, he logrado hacer muchos movimientos muy interesantes con el elemento que he podido integrar con el otro malabarismo también. El único problema o crítica pequeña que tengo es que cómo podemos hacer que el hula sea más portable, que sea para llevar para todos lados. Tenemos una circunferencia que hace un poco complicado, es un elemento difícil de transportar.
Sí, totalmente. I am a traveler and I have the same problem. Thank you, Andy. Play made this hoop, but it's not an original idea of Play's. A lot of stores are making the same, and we say plegable or collapsable hula, and this is como esta es la forma, ¿no? Tiene un conector, tiene un botón. Bueno, quiero darlo vuelta. Sí. Quiero darlo vuelta para que se vea el botón. Entonces tiene un botón. Esta es una de las formas más seguras para que no se suelte.
These ones, they're collapsible. They're being manufactured by different manufacturers, but this one is the one I have. It has a button right here that you can see. It's a very safe way to lock it because it will not come off unless you press the button. And then when you do, you can reshape it into a smaller, like half the diameter.
Bueno, hay algunos que son completamente desarmables y tienen 4 o 3 piezas. Entonces, no, la otra.
Then we have some others that can be separated into 3 or 4 different parts that come off completely from each other.
Entonces, a veces puedes tener un juego de 3 hulas desarmables y a la vez tienes 4 de diferentes tamaños con el mismo material.
So if you had a set of 3 hula hoops, you can take them apart and then you can basically put together 4 different ones using all the same materials.
Bueno, sí, estoy buscando ahí hulas porque hay muchos hulas, quería mostrarles, pero bueno, sí, hay varias formas de transportarlos más pequeños. I have a question. Sí, hi. Not ha.
I have a question. When the book, which Jael mentioned, will be ready in English? One pregunta.
Sí, it's a good question. We are working now in the first chapters. We finance it ourselves with the project, so this take more time.
It's a slow process.
It's a slow process, yes.
Because we're self-financed.
Exactly.
So probably, I hope in the next 12 months.
Sí, eso, como this year we are working in the translate. The book is ready in Spanish, but yeah, it's a slow process. So we hope for the end of the year.
Oh, you can tell them about where to find the resources you do have. Your link tree, all these things.
Yes, it's in Spanish right now, but we have a link tree. Maybe can be help.
To put in here. Do you want me to pull up? To put in the
chat?
Link,
basically, we have a link tree, Buy Me a Coffee, Instagram, and a group in Facebook. We are working in create a web page, website too. But we can share this data with you. It's Hula-Hoop Integral. You can find in Instagram. And Buy Me a Coffee, we are Hula-Hoop Integral too. In PayPal, Hula-Hoop. And we have the link tree is Hula-Hoop Integral. So I don't know if you use this platform, but for us it's so successful. Because we can have different text, videos, or documents.
put in the
And we
chat.
share with the community with this platform, Linktree. I really recommend you. I don't know if you,
Yeah.
if you
And
know,
then
if you use.
I think from there they can navigate to all the other things you mentioned, like the Buy Me Coffee.
Yes, you
or
have the links
resources.
here for some books. Por ejemplo, el libro de Pedagogía del Malabarismo, the book of.
Yeah, it's
Juggling said, oh, sorry.
Yeah, sí, sí, adelante, Andy.
Sorry, I was gonna say, yeah, it's repetilo, por favor.
Pedagogía del Malabarismo.
Yeah, it's a book about juggling pedagogy.
También está el protocolo de violencia de género para circos en este Linktree.
On this link tree, you will also find a protocol for it's yeah, against violence in circus.
And more reference, we have a lot of dancers reference to, like Maria Fuchs, Patricia Stokoe. Yeah, this is my answer. Thank you for the question. We hope the book will be ready on the end of the year. More questions?
It's more like a textbook too, to be more accurate.
Hello, Nuri. Hello, Belu.
Yeah, we know a lot of
They
people
are part
here.
of the team.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hola, Belu. Belu is a facilitator too.
I can maybe try to help with this conversation. Sort of, I guess, it's really, the guys that here are not from the project is Garrett and Mark. And I mean, for me, my personal experience with working with the Hula-Hoop Integral is like really been, eye-opening. That was the word I was looking for before, eye-opening. And just seeing that the way that they share and build communities, because, you know, like in Europe or Western parts of the world, it's sort of normalized that, you know, it should be more of like a linear hierarchy structure when you form these type of things, like one teacher at the top and then underneath. And they just ignore those rules here. So I found that really fascinating, and all the solutions they find to do that as well. So even if it's not with the hula hoop exactly, I think it's important, they have to do that with the hula hoop, because what I said before, it's not like a technical solution to make it accessible. It's more your personal relationship with it. But if you had topics or interests, like if you saw Josefa's presentation yesterday, just about Latin America in general, both Josefa and Jael are like sort of all over the place on this continent, and they have a sort of holistic perspective of things here, if you had any curiosity about Latin America as well. Or
I like the fact that hoops, yeah, as you said, are inherently accessible. I know personally, for many years, I would hesitate to teach juggling, or at least toss juggling in the classic sense, particularly in trying to learn 3-wall cascade, and I would almost always gravitate to either poi or hoops, and hoops more so, because I just find that there's so much in them, and that people can be. I think the big thing for me is that people can be creative from the moment they pick up the hoop. Whereas, yeah, and there's often these barriers, even just mental barriers, or like, social constructive barriers of like, what is juggling, like what is toss juggling, that we can't just exist. So yeah, I love the fact that that's the thing. But this community building stuff, I'd love to hear a lot more about that. That's really intriguing, because and I think Australia is definitely still one of those westernized countries that does have that sort of approach. But like, I know there is people that want to be doing this stuff, but it's all like lots of isolated pockets of little things happening. And I think it's about mostly about connecting the people, and creating that community even within the people who are delivering these great things, to connect them and make them stronger. Because I know for example, I was speaking with a friend of mine who does a lot of accessible type work, and she just felt isolated, and she just felt like she needed to upskill, or she needed to connect with people, and she just wasn't getting that sort of thing. And it was just really interesting. And I feel like, I'm really intrigued to like the magic that you guys are doing over there, and how you're making that community work. Because it's like how to because that's the big thing I'm kind of interested in, and I do it in certain ways, but there's definitely ways I could do it better. And yeah.
You understand the question? Or that he's just generally interested in your community building. I think an interesting response to this would be to talk about like why you build this way, because a lot of it's necessity, right? A lot of it's necessity.
Yeah, yeah.
So what we like about the hula hoop is that it's an integral tool by nature, right? Okay. Ok, básicamente lo que le gusta es que el hula es una herramienta integral por naturaleza. Cualquier persona que lo levanta enseguida se puede poner a jugar, se puede sentir identificado con la herramienta. Él siempre, nunca duda de cuando enseña malabarismo de levantar el hula directamente, porque es una de las que más integrales son, aparte que más le dan la bienvenida a la gente, sobre todo porque no presentan ninguna barrera, es levantarlo y empezar a hacer movimientos, entonces la gente puede sentirse creativa casi de inmediato. Lo que a él le interesa es escuchar un poco más sobre cómo se construyen las comunidades. Él es una persona de Australia y es un país que es bastante como occidentalizado, entonces en ese aspecto ellos tienen esa clase de estructura de arriba para abajo que ustedes mencionaban y no es tan horizontal como lo que vos querés transmitir. La gente que él conoce está como en bolsillos aislados y no está conectando los unos con otros. Hay algunos que están haciendo cosas fantásticas y a él le gustaría poder crear esas conexiones entre ellos para hacerlos más fuertes, hacer que hablen entre ellos. Él el otro día estuvo hablando con una amiga que hace cosas muy copadas, pero que le dice que se siente aislada, que se siente que no sabe cómo hacer el reach out, cómo encontrarse con otra gente, no sabe cómo conectar, no sabe si se tendría que hacer más famosa o crecer a nivel escala. Entonces él está intrigado en esta magia que ustedes tienen para construir comunidades y para hacerlas crecer.
Buenísimo, muchas gracias, Sandy. Me queda más el detalle ahora. Sí, principalmente, I think one of the first topics or the first idea is empoderate the people with creativity. I think this is one of the base because you can make so well your stuff, but this don't mean you are available to explain or to teach to other people. Maybe because you need only some steps, only more reflection, or only a guide. And I spent more than half of my life creating a relationship with these tools, with this element. And what I find is not so much help of other people, or maybe, but in other disciplines. Yeah, not inside the hooping. So I think create basis to unify the theory, for example. Sometimes it's not so funny, this part of the work, but this is fundamental, I think. So have basic information is something important. I create this with the seminars. My seminar is so long, like from my perspective, is 4 months. The seminar is 4 months. When we make presential, we make 24 hours presential, and in online 32. So this is only to have basic concept and to create the common points, no? Like have this information to start. And
shared perspectives.
Shared perspective, and be more involucrated with the pedagogical tools or herramientas de pedagogía. Because sometimes we learn in an informal way, you know, we don't go to the university, but we are in the street with the people, we are in the clubs, we are in the school sometimes. And this is an important point too, because we want to create a professional, build the professionalization of hooping. Because there is a lot of information and experience to share, but sometimes we don't have these big names or the certificate or the we don't spend 5 years in a university, but we spend 10 years playing with this element and sharing with people and having social experience. So we really want to value this, and this is one point to share with the people. You don't need a previous experience with this element. All the experience you have with all your life, you will use this element to share. It's only a vehicle.
Mm. Yeah.
We say the hoop is an excuse, but
So in general, though, it's a much more open platform, you know. And for me, coming in from my perspective of like always wanting to be efficiency, you know, like I need to get my teachers from point A to point B in the fastest way possible, and then I tend to structure my sharing experiences more based off knowledge and information, right? I incorporate play and all those things, but I think we're so driven to get to our goal when we design our programs that we're missing this opportunity to educate in a different way. And it's a slower process. It takes more time. Like she said, it's so much time, but it's not like in my seminar where all that time is filled with information. There's a lot of space built into everything she does for people to discover.
Yep.
And then also the formalization of it is they are, you know, similar to what we do at QuatProps. We're trying to invite everyone to participate in this creation because they don't have that formalization yet. So, they're behind a step. So her idea is, okay, step one, build community and involve them in a conversation, right? Like that's where we are here. So that's the building process. It's a hard thing to explain, you know, like I've been learning and developing my awareness over some time now, but I'm really curious about it.
It's a good question.
It's definitely coming through.
Yeah, come on.
I was just saying, it's definitely coming through. I'm understanding where you're coming from, and I think it's wonderful. But as I'm here to learn even more, so it's I'm just super excited.
Thank you.
And thank you, Andy, for your great translation.
Oh, my pleasure.
You have some friends here. Do you want to introduce, maybe?
Yes, bueno, Belu, no sé si quieres presentarte o alguna, tampoco sientan presión, pero veo que está Nuri, Belu, si quieren acotar algo en nuestro espacio.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenos días.
Hola.
Voy a hablar en español. Sí, quería quizás también aportar recién a la pregunta de por qué el aro, ¿se escucha bien? Sí.
Sí, bueno.
Genera también esto que es comunidad, que uno es en sí, la misma naturaleza del elemento, en sí es redondo y también tiene un origen en comunidades. Tenemos pueblos norteamericanos tradicionalmente que usan este elemento desde hace mucho tiempo atrás, y está bueno también recordar ese origen, y además que el elemento también es circular en sí. Y por otro lado, el contexto que lo traemos desde Latinoamérica, y esto de salir a la calle a hacer y entrenar y jugar y juntarse. Y eso creo que hace que también sigamos generando lazos con el elemento como excusa, como dice Jael, y la transparencia también de abrirse a jugar. Así que eso, hola.
Hermoso lo que trajiste, Belu, gracias.
Basically, I wanted to address your question from the aspect of why does the hoop generate a community? It's a very inclusive tool by itself. You just pick it up and you start playing. The nature of it, you know, it being round, it brings you back to nature. It's an element that has an origin in the originary North American, I'm sorry, I'm
Native American?
Yeah, exactly. Into the from the Native American. So basically, they've been using it forever. Again, it's always good to remind the origin of things, in particularly one that has such a natural circular form that brings us back to nature. And from Latin America, what we do is we add up the concept of going out into the streets and playing with it in the street and getting together. As Jael said, we basically use it as an excuse to get together and link up and create communion and community. So it's just an excuse, and we use it as a vehicle.
Muy bien, well said. Gracias, Belen.
Gracias, muchas gracias.
Hola, yo también me gustaría agregar
Maybe
algo.
good
La
explanation.
Sí.
También creo que un poco la razón del éxito de generar comunidad viene de la mano de querer emancipar a las personas que vengan, ¿no? Como no darles un saber ya dado y por absoluto, como esto es así, ya está, sino que generar preguntas, hacerles sentir que pueden crear, que pueden jugar, que pueden ser, cada uno puede ser creadora de su propio juego. Eso hace que las mentes se abran, se despierten, entonces eso también sigue generando comunidad, no se genera una dependencia a la profesora o al profesor de hula hula, sino que lo que entiendo, que intentamos hacer es como que cada persona se le abra, se le disparen conocimientos y que tienen adentro, que se sumen también para que digamos, cada uno pueda explotar su propia manera, digamos, ¿sí? Y no que sea repetidor de cosas, sino creadores de cosas. Y creo que así también la comunidad se vuelve mucho más fuerte, mucho más interesante, porque como que todos nos vamos retroalimentando también de todos. Entonces, creo que también eso puede ser una clave del éxito, de no querer ser como dar un conocimiento y nada más, sino que por el contrario, abrir el juego, abrir los conocimientos y conversar, ¿no? Sobre eso.
Gracias, Nuri, qué lindo.
So I also believe that one of the main reasons why the hula hoop generates a community, it's because everybody that we bring together, we want to basically emancipate them from the regular ideas. We want to empower them into getting, into their own game, into their own playing, asking their own questions, creating and playing. Everybody needs to be a creator themselves. They have to create their own play. So we are trying to open up the minds and having people wake up to the fact that they can do this themselves. They don't need to just learn something that's written in stone. We're not just passing down information, that like in a square. We don't want people to be dependent of their teacher. The teacher should be a person that promotes self-learning and self-play and can be a guidance. But otherwise, we want people to just have the little trigger that gets them to the other side, makes them want to create and play by themselves. Knowledge doesn't have to be something that's rigid. We don't believe in canons. We believe in exploiting your own experiences and making from them your own play. So we don't want to repeat. We don't want people to just copy. We want creators. We believe that's the way the community becomes stronger and more interesting from this feedback. So one of the keys for success is not to just hand down knowledge, but to also open it up to everybody's own play.
Gracias, Andy, súper claro.
You get what I'm saying, Mark? It's a different world, right? I love it here.
Both those responses were amazing. So thank you very, very much. Yeah, I've learned so much just from your words. So thank you, both of you.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias, chicas. Muchas gracias a los dos. De esas dos respuestas solas he aprendido un montón. Muchas gracias por sus palabras.
Gracias.
I think it's a good note to end on, or you feel? Or more questions, but that was a nice conversation. Thank you, Belen, Nuri, and Jael, for sharing your hula hoop experiences with us.
It also looks like someone's got their hand up. Circa Barcelona.
Circa Barcelona, thank you.
Barcelona is raising hand, yeah. Are you here with us? Circa Barcelona?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Oh.
Estás con las dos. No, está ahí. Sí,
no, es tú, Nori. Es de Pablo.
Okay, do you have a question?
Did you want to do a photo, Bendigus?
Yes, I was thinking about that. Okay, then are you ready to do a group photo? So 3, 2, 1, photo time! Yeah, thank you. Really good.
Thank you everyone for coming. I think the next one is Jacob Weiss, who's from the US, but I think he's living in Mexico now, and he has a project called Hand-Eye-Body Coordination. He's a professional juggler from the US. Have had a relationship with him for the last few years, very similar paths, but he's more looking to formalize it for like physical education and like kind of like if you saw Dr. Kate's work with Spin Poi, he's sort of that for like juggling coordination games. And I'm not as familiar with his actual project, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he's doing. He's doing, just to give you an example, is he uses like these cue cards. So he has like these 3 different cards. They're like cartoon characters, and each symbol represents a certain amount of claps, a pause, or an action. And then he lays them out on a table, and you have to go through and do this. You know, it's not something new to education, these systems, but the way he's merging it with juggling, I think is really interesting for us, because it opens another door for, you know, community. So thank everyone, and I will see you guys later. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you, Chenga, too, and
Thank you
Ben,
very great.
Dapo, Andy.
Everyone.
Thank you very much.
Erasmus Plus. Ciao.
Bye. Ciao, Belu.
Cheers, cheers, bye bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank
Ciao,
you.
Papa.
Thank you, Bill.